All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. It's been a while since I've covered these three, and I mean, you can kind of see why on the charts, right? Today was clearly an interesting day because we saw some news from the Supreme Court, which I'll go over in a bit. And my wife has been taking over my Twitter account during the days, and she put an article on how PHUN is related to Trump. I'll be honest, people have asked me in the comments, and I have no idea, right? So she was actually able to find something, and I will probably check that out a little bit later in this evening. But yeah, today was an interesting day. The question really is gonna be, was this a pump and dump volume, or was this a pump and hold that hopefully gets us over these key lines, all right? I'm surprised DWAC didn't do as well. All right. Again, I don't want to take away from a 17% day, almost 18%. Big day, right? But again, it seems like DWAC is more connected to Trump, but PHUN seems to be the one that does the bigger movement. Again, I just something that I don't really have a very educated thought on, but it's something that I would love to hear yours if you've got one, But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are none. Yeah, get out of here. I have none. All right, I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you can actually click that share button. It does wonders, all right? So let's get into PHUN, all right? And before I talk about today's news, before I talk about today's volume, there's definitely something that has happened on the stock since I covered it. A 1 for 50 reverse split. All right. Listen, I don't care if it's a 1 for 2, a 1 for 200, a 1 for 2,000, or anything in between. All right. I do not like reverse splits. I always want a stock to go up organically. Hey, even if it's meme volume, whatever, right? But I want it to go up on its own abilities, not some financial manipulation that moves the decimals and multiplies this thing by 5. You know what I mean? Like that's not how stocks are supposed to go up, right? So whenever I see a reverse split, my immediate thought is this is bad. This is going to keep being bad, and it will take near miracles for anything good to happen. All right. So just on its own, I hate this. All right. Today was a near miracle day. Today was one of those things that made volume. Like, look, yesterday's volume, let's look in the box over there, was 1.3 million. All right. The day, and yesterday means Friday, excuse me. Thursday was 1 million. All right. Wednesday right here was 900,000. All right. This thing is basically living in that little bit of volume, and out of nowhere, we nearly 70 exit from 1 million all the way up to this almost 70 million. All right. Craziness. All right. And look, that to me is an outlier on a reverse split moment. Now, if you've been watching my videos, because we covered it a lot during this uptrend right here, right? Donald Trump, like, I'm not here to tell you my opinions of Donald Trump. I'm not here to tell you if I'm going to vote for the guy. We're not here to argue that stuff, all right? The one fact is Donald Trump is amazing at getting headlines. He's amazing at getting headlines. He is so good at getting headlines, it translates to volume on a ticker, all right? This was the biggest move of any of the spikes. This was a bigger day. This thing went 452%, but even this crazy big day didn't have as much volume as this. All right, so it just echoes his ability to do so. Now the question's going to be, how much is this going to sustain? All right, will the headlines maintain and will the volume maintain? Or was this just a quick pump and dump? And look, I see it going up after hours, all right? We're at 13 something instead of this 12. Look, to me, I don't know if that's significant enough. And more than anything, I haven't even talked about them yet, we're still under two very important moving averages. The 20 on its own is a very important one, and clearly the 200 is the most important of my five. It's the biggest one, right? So this doesn't, and look, let's even take another step back and look at the start, right? We get to the 200 but fail. We get to the 200, can't confirm and fail. Get to the 200, can't confirm, horrible fail. This purple line has been a tough line, all right? This purple line we can get over once, but then just can't do it, all right? We can kind of get over it, but then just can't do it. And then clearly a hard rejection all the way below the moving averages, right? So, that's not an easy line, and I don't think you can make any assumptions, all right? You really can't expect monster things to happen until we break this. I mean, look, you can see in the box over there, it says 1450. I actually think we need to get as high as like 1620, 1640 even, to like really, really feel comfortable and believe, all right? The worst thing that can happen is a big dump in volume. Look, this must maintain about 50 million shares tomorrow. All right. If I'm expecting 50 million shares through a 7-hour trade, give or take, you better be looking at about 7 million shares that first hour. You better be looking at a little bit more than 3.5 the first 30 minutes or whatever, right? You better be around 14, 15 million by that second hour for sure, right? So, that's what I'm looking for. If we can't hold at least that much volume, if we drop to like 30 million, if we give up about 50%, I'd be scared. Now, maybe if the dump in the volume isn't too bad, maybe we can hold 11.15. You can see that's the 50 moving average, give or take. Maybe we'll even be able to hold this like 9.15, 9.20 range, all right? I am not quite sure. I'll be honest, this is one of those where I can't really make assumptions. I'm just here kind of giving you my game plan, right? If we can break and we can start cracking into those numbers that I gave you, oh man, this thing can start running and going silly. Because again, Trump's a beast at volume, right? We've seen it though, where the big spike day just can't get equaled, right? So I'm a little worried that history is going to repeat itself. I'm really worried that we're going to drop almost 80% tomorrow, right? That's roughly what happened between those 2 days. And more than anything, I'm a little bit worried that we're not going to be able to follow through, mainly because, again, this is bigger than all of these, right? I'm a little surprised that the primaries and the caucuses came and gone and didn't do much, right? So I don't know how much I'm expecting that to be much of a news, or price mover. The one other kind of looming thing that will bring volume, I think, depending on who the selection is this VP. All right. We still don't know who the VP is. We still don't know what state the VP is connected to. Again, last time he picked the VP because it was an Indiana swing state. And a lot of people said that was a big, big difference between him winning. All right. Again, I'm not a political expert or anything like that. Right. It's just memories. Right. But from picking someone famous to picking someone in a key state to so on, right? Like there's a lot that could, to picking someone bad and seeing what the outcomes of that might be, right? But I think there's a lot that could come with the VP nomination, and I think that's something I'm watching, all right? Again, 75% is a big day. We had a really, really bigger than all of these volume day, so it kind of makes sense to me, right? What I'm actually focusing on more, I think, is this reverse split, is the fact that volume dropped in this instance right here. And again, just kind of zooming out, right? Like just zooming out. PHUN doesn't really know how to live up here with volume. All right. So unless this is the changing moment when the 200 MA actually breaks and all of a sudden we're living in this new juggernaut volume world, I'm worried we're dropping. All right. And again, call me conservative, call me whatever you want. I see the after hours still going up as I'm saying these words. I see it. I'm still leaning on the cautious side. I am. I have seen so many big moves after hours drop to nothing, and it's not even explainable. You know what I mean? So I'll take a look at the weekly, but again, I think this is way more a daily thing. Again, not too much on this weekly, right? Maybe you can kind of say we're living in these three again. No, I don't. I think there's nothing to take from the weekly. This was all about the Colorado news. This was all about this big volume pump, basically double the biggest one that we saw that brought this 400% day. The question will be, what's volume going to look like tomorrow? All right. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, look, DWAC, okay, couple differences on the DWAC and Rumble chart, all right? Real quick, if you can please subscribe and share. Oh man, it does wonders for these algorithms. Look, on this juggernaut of a run up, we had incredible volume. More than anything, all of the lines destroyed this 50-day average. Today, I'm going to zoom in and kind of past all of those. Today was actually one of the first days in 2.5 weeks, almost 3 full weeks. In 3 weeks, we've only crossed that line twice. All right, this day and this day. And clearly, this day was about half as good as this one, right? So, volume was the biggest difference here. And I started the video with it. I'm surprised DWAC didn't actually have the bigger connection. Again, the Supreme Court said Colorado can't remove Trump from the ballot. Again, we're not here to talk about if we agree with it or not. I'm here to talk about how surprised I am that this one didn't also move as silly. Again, 17.9% on a single day is big gains, all right? So good win. I hope you bank. This is actually a real strong candle too. Look real quick. You can see the high of the day was 46. The close of the day was only 9 cents lower. Most people bought the entire day, right? So that's a good strong candle. Again, I also see the after hours push going up, right? But that's a little insignificant to me. I think what matters tomorrow is going to be volume, all right? Can we get better volume? To me, DWAC seems like it could get better volume. This 3.6 million is beatable. In fact, look, we at least got it once this, and then all of these were way better. That's kind of the difference between PHUN as well. I don't believe we can replicate this number. I just don't. Maybe I'm wrong, that, right? I'm not here pretending to be perfect, right? But I think this is beatable. And I think that is what DWAC maybe has going for it, all right? That's a good money line right there. I think 46.50, give or take, is going to be a good money line. I think it's very justifiable. Man, that's pretty much where we're at. 46.25 is maybe another good number, all right? This was a healthy candle, a healthy close, and again, I think a beatable volume, all right? So I'm probably going to combine these because a lot of the thoughts were the same, but yeah, DWAC. Let's see what happens tomorrow here. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, I want to take a quick look at Rumble. It's been a while since we've looked at Rumble, all right? So, Rumble, real quick, hey, if you can please subscribe, please share. Oh, it's much appreciated, all right? Rumble. Okay, the first thing I want to say is I feel like Rumble can do good things without Trump. All right, I think we can clearly see that with the PHUN drop that was happening before even the reverse split happened, and obviously that's got saved by today, right? DWAC, excuse me, I did type the right letter. DWAC was also starting to do a slip. Today it got saved by the news, right? Rumble was also kind of doing a slip, but not at the same time. Right? Rumble is actually starting to maybe try to make a recovery. Obviously, it did get a little bit of help, right? And more than anything, it was oscillating on the 200. And the biggest thing that I was saying on Rumble was, look, we obviously lost this 8-11 attempt, okay? As long as we didn't lose the 200 moving average, I was bullish, right? This did a real good climb up. This did a real strong bounce there. It made me start to believe that the 200 was maybe trying to become a friendly support line, right? So yeah, we were below it before. No, we didn't confirm. No, we didn't confirm. We're back over it, right? So Rumble, I feel, has been doing a bit different, has been doing better, because it's actually not as super dependent on Trump, all right? Now, I've had a lot of viewers tell me that they actually go to Rumble. They actually watch videos on Rumble. They've actually suggested that I put my videos on Rumble, right? I've been crazy busy. I really want to expand. I want to put things on Reddit. There's so much I want to do. I just don't have the time, man. But yeah, there are people that say Rumble's viewership numbers, Rumble's general subscription numbers, general usage numbers are doing well. I don't know those. Again, if anyone disagrees, throw it in the comments, right? But YouTube is the biggest website in the world. I'm at least pretty sure. Maybe TikTok's beating it, but again, TikTok's an app. I'm talking about a .com website, right? If you're a company that's trying to beat or take some market share from the number one website in the world, oh man, that's legit, right? So even if you can't take all of it, even if you can't take half of it, hey, taking a little bit from the number one is huge, right? So in a lot of ways, I like the platform and I like the attempt. Okay, to me though, you know, it's all about the technicals. It's all about these colorful lines. And yeah, I am still seeing a stock holding the 200 instead of falling and dropping. I'm seeing a 50 moving average that's going up, up, up as well, right? So my fear of losing it from here to here isn't as bad as losing it from here to here, right? So that fall from losing it is that much better. And again, I would anticipate a bounce from down there, right? The only thing that's missing here, same thing I said with DWAC, is volume. All right, we simply are not even hitting the 50-day average. I'm not even asking you to be above average or exceptional. You're not even getting to the white line. And you can see it's been an entire 3 weeks of that, right? So, you know, volume's becoming a little bit of an issue. Hopefully today was a good day. Right? Today was a little bit of a Trump day, a little bit of a reminder of this day, of this stock, excuse me. And what I said on DWAC, I echo here. I think this 5.5 is beatable, right? We clearly did well more than 50 million on one of these outlier days. But hey, even on the last, like we've been in the 16, 15 million range, right? That would be 3x today, right? So today's beatable. Today, we might even get to 8 million. I don't need to beat it by a lot, but just do a little bit better. And again, what do we at least at the very baseline minimum need? We need 7 million shares. We need roughly 1 million shares traded per hour in a roughly 7-hour trading day, right? So that's what we're looking for. Where are we on the weekly? It's a tight weekly, right? It's a tight daily and it's a tight weekly. This thing is real tight with the 50, and we definitely got the 100 just above it, right? So this is a difficult battle line right here, right? But amazing things would happen if we can get over 850. I think a lot of it really will be dictated by 811, all right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Look, I appreciate you so much.